what is the art of war? Like we all like everyone's like, oh yeah, the art of war. Oh yes, yes, yes. And then they immediately throw it away and then fight like a freaking barbarian. But
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm serious. But how many people quote stuff and then like, it's like what is it, the Family Guy joke where they're like, quoting Jesus and Jesus walks in. He's like, you're not doing my work. What are you talking about? And anyway, basically, like what do you, like the art of war, one of the things is like the only thing that you can be sure of being successful in attacking is something that's undefended.
Yeah.
We're like, well, yeah, but he's in a fight though, they're defended. Well, are they? There's moments all the time where I'm borderline defenseless. And if you were to attack at that moment, if you could see it and then seize the moment, if you were capable of both, you should not only expect to be successful, you should be damn sure you're going to be successful. And more important than that, you'll be successful. And even if somehow not, you won't be countered. And I guess like that's the trick of almost all like conflict, right? Is like showing up when the other person's, taking a nap. And then it's so funny, like we take like a protracted war. It's like, oh, it takes 5 years. And there's, lulls and there's a battle this month, but then there's a couple weeks and another battle. It's like, well, if you just shrink that down, it's the microcosm, macrocosm idea. That same thing, that whole war is taking place in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And there's moments of lulls of person effectively going for a snack, being like, in a horror movie, like, hey guys, I'm gonna go get a beer from around the way. Like I'm dead for sure. So anyway,
is there on this particular instructional, if you can convert it to words, you talk about finishing the submission. Is there some interesting insights that you find beautiful or profound about finishing the rear naked choke or just finishing the submissions from the back control? Is there some like, you talk about the squeeze and the crush and all these kinds of principles. Is there something about control, about the process of finishing that you find especially profound about this position?
Absolutely. The opposite of one profound truth can be another profound truth. So like, it's, I do.
Did Jesus say that?
No, I don't. I actually was a guy on Tumblr.
Okay.
It was really, really cool. There was like a tree in the background. But anyway, but so let's say like I'll use examples. Like first off, I saw someone finishing a 50-50 heel hook in the UFC 1 promo. It was like some chubby dude in a karate gi, like inside heel hook and another dude, and you go, huh. Well, I didn't know they were doing that back then, at least, and whether they were doing it all. How many times does someone do something and then that works, and then we go, okay, cool, versus, hey, maybe we should do that all the time. So anyway, how long were we all taught to do the seatbelt the way we all do the seatbelt in jiu-jitsu? Like, long time. Why? It works. In fact, it works so well, and then the people who used it were so prolific that we went, well, solve that one. Good to go. All right, no more thinking. And then you go, imagine you were to like the Merkel flip all those positions that we're showing in the DVD, which is pretty much, or the whatever the heck it is, I don't know, the digital VD. No, not VD. I don't want that. Digital video something. But basically recognizing that doing it on the wrong side is at least as effective. Doesn't mean that the other side wasn't good. There could be something that's the literal borderline opposite of that. And you go, huh. Well, that's something. Like imagine, like I would say, almost all of these things, all the tactics and all the strategies. So I guess that was something that we came to like training in the gym like a year ago, maybe. I've been playing with since, and it's huge. I'm like, oh wait, so let me get this straight. Well, first, if I can use my strong side seatbelt, my right arm over the shoulder, all the time. Well, that's really helpful because that's a lot better than my left. I can do both sides of my left, but if I had to bet my life on being able to finish it, I would want my right arm over. Everything that's a tactic or a strategy evolved from an idea. Like capitalism's an idea. Anarchy is an idea, and then it becomes, well, what does that all mean? And what are the consequences? What's the fallout of all this, right? So what if we start with jiu-jitsu, the idea of the guard, right? And we go, well, I mean, why do you use the guard? No other martial art really has developed the guard in the same way that jiu-jitsu has. Well, what is the guard? A guard's a defensive idea where you're kind of on your back to some extent or another, and you're using your legs as a wall between you and the other person, and the other guy represents danger. And you're like, yeah, that's a great idea. Is it? I mean, it clearly works, at least to a certain extent, but where do I want to put my legs when I want to get up? Not on the other dude. I'm trying to put them on things on the floor. If I want to generate a ton of power, what's the first thing I do with my feet? I anchor them to the floor, drive for a punch, you name it, move away, jump, dart, you name it. So does it mean that that's a terrible idea to be on your back? No, clearly it works. And clearly it has function. But what if the function that we're giving it and how much focus we're assigning to it is disproportionate to its effectiveness.
Yeah.
Maybe, what if it's not a good idea? I'm not saying it's not a good idea, but what if it wasn't? That's a foundational idea of jiu-jitsu. And then how much, because no one questions that foundation, how much innovation is built on top of the idea? Well, of course I want to be, being on my back is an okay position. So now they're innovating, but they're innovating within a closed system that they don't even, they think they're innovating in this open space of, oh my God, it can be anything. When in reality, it could be anything within this little set.
Yeah.
But you don't realize that you're in a set. You don't realize that you're in a box. There would be answers that would become so immediately apparent to you if you were willing to look outside of that, but you'll literally never even look over to your left because you don't even realize the left exists.
Do you think there's a lot of places in jiu-jitsu, whether it's back control or generally guards and all the different positions, where there's a lot of space, like a lot to be discovered by questioning the basic assumptions?
Yes,
Maybe if you can
that's
give
where the
examples of like back control, like is there something you've discovered that's like
Merkel versus seatbelt?
What's Merkel? What's seatbelt?
Seatbelt is right arm over the shoulder, left arm under the arm. I'm on the same side as my choking arm. Merkel is just, I do the same thing. I don't even adjust my hands. I walk myself over to the left side. I'm on the opposite side. It's actually a more powerful position.
Yeah, for people listening or for people who might not know, jiu-jitsu is seatbelt is a control. We're talking about when one person is on the back of another person, which is a really dominant position in jiu-jitsu. Seatbelt is I guess, widely accepted way of holding your
best
arm.
practices almost.
Best practices, yeah. And it's worked so well. So it's one arm over, one arm under, and there's a certain side you're supposed to be on when you're on the back. You know, everyone teaches there's a choking arm, that's the arm that's over, and your body's supposed to be on a certain side relative to that. And then Ryan is describing questioning these like basic assumptions of which side you're supposed to be on.
And let's say that's even just like a mid-level assumption. It's not even a first principles assumption, but
it's pretty close to.
It's getting there. But let's just say, for sake of argument, it goes a lot deeper. Maybe. I think most of the innovation that I see is not innovation. It's like basically changing the color of a car or polishing like the window a little bit. We're like, hey, you made it a little bit different. You made it a little bit better. It's like, oh man, what if I did the same guard and then grab the lapel? I'm not saying that's bad, but you're not fundamentally changing anything. I think most of the big seismic shifts that we see in almost anything come from, hey, that thing we thought was right was wrong, rather than not only is it right, it's even righter. And you're like, that's not wrong, that's not bad, but that's it's like, oh man, let's say, for instance, I didn't make the triangle better, but let's say I made the triangle a little bit better than it was, or than it was taught. I mean, you can call it innovation. I don't know, man. It's not like the person that said, hey, have you guys ever heard of a triangle before, and came up with that? We're like, you're like, that's on the list. You can do this thing to people. Are you kidding me? Can you imagine you invented the straight right hand? You'll be like One Punch Man. You can walk around and just lay low every single person you got into a fight with, because it didn't even occur to them to hit you with their backhand. In a world full of jabbers, you throw your backhand, you're going to kill people. So basically,
well, but by the way, I mean, just to pause on that, first of all, somebody did invent the triangle, probably, right?
For sure.
It's not a trivial thing once you think. Like,
no. How many of these giant things that we all go like, oh yeah, we all use that now. Can you imagine you have triangles and heel hooks and rear naked chokes, and I don't have those?
Mm-hmm.
You're borderline. I mean, like,